I remember being on my knees in prayer at 2 a.m. in the morning with tears running down my face, praying the same prayer that I had prayed for months. God, I need you to come and bless me. Jesus, where are you? I need you to open up a door for me, change my situation. But when I opened my eyes, nothing changed. Everything was exactly the same. My bank was still empty. Nobody was calling my phone to help me. And the breakthrough that I needed so bad felt further away than ever before. And then this thought hit me. It was so heavy, I couldn't even put words to it. But from that moment forward, something in me shifted. I knew I had to find out what this really meant. And little did I know, I was about to discover something that would shatter everything I knew about prayer, about faith, about why some people overcome their challenges and achieve success, while others stay stuck. So I used to be a 7th grade history teacher, and I know that's hard to believe, right? A big black man with tattoos everywhere, earrings, nose ring, all these things, but I was. And that was one of the most difficult seasons of my life. Like, I love my students, don't get me wrong, but every day I showed up to that job, it felt like I was dying inside. I was working 60 hours a week, tired, rarely saw my family. I was broke, borrowing money just to survive, and wondering, like, is this all that life has to offer me? Is this it? But the thing that broke my heart the most was I knew that God had a plan and a purpose for me. I just didn't know how to access it. And I felt like I was letting God down as well as my family. And I did what most people do in that moment. I bought into the lie that if I just prayed harder, then God would fix it. So I kept telling myself, Will, just have a little more faith. Be patient, it's all about God's timing. But the more I did that, the more I stayed stuck in the place that I was trying to escape, waiting on God to move. And it broke me down mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. I started having panic attacks. My confidence disappeared. I didn't recognize the person I saw looking back at me in the mirror anymore. And I began to believe the enemy's lie that, Will, maybe you're not called for greater. But everything changed one day in my classroom when I did something special. And I want to tell you what happened. I handed out a worksheet to my students and I told them to leave me alone. And I sat in the back of the classroom in my chair. I closed my eyes and I said, God, what is my purpose? Tears are running down my face at this time. What do you want me to do with my life? And right in the middle of that classroom, right there, God whispered to me and he told me what my purpose is. I want you to start a business. Now, I had never run a business before. Like, I didn't know how to market, how to sell. I didn't know anything. But I knew that this vision didn't come from me. It came from God. So I wrote it down and I immediately went to work on it. I started learning the skills that I didn't have. I studied marketing, I studied sales, and I applied what I learned. And one step at a time, that business came together. And a few months after that, it was live and I had my first paying clients. That was the start to me making millions in business, impacting thousands of people's lives, and changing the legacy of my family forever. See, I had been waiting for God to move on my behalf to come and save me. But God was waiting on me to participate in my own rescue. And here's what he revealed to me that day in my classroom. Prayer without movement is just worry with your eyes closed. See, James chapter 2, verse 17 says, faith by itself, if it does not have work attached to it, is dead. See, I thought that being faithful meant being passive. I thought that trusting God meant sitting still and waiting for him to do everything while I just sit back and chill. But God doesn't want passive believers. He wants active believers. See, the whole time I was praying, God, please open the door for me. And he was saying, I already gave you the keys. Now just go unlock it. See, every miracle in the Bible required somebody to move while they believed. Noah built the ark before he saw a cloud. Abraham left his homeland without knowing the destination. Moses lifted his staff before the Red Sea parted. Joshua marched around Jericho before the walls fell. See, God gives us the vision, but you have to put in the work to bring that vision to fruition. And that breakthrough that you've been praying on isn't being delayed by God. It's most likely being delayed by the work that you haven't committed to doing yet. And so many believers hide behind prayer. They hide behind waiting on God. And I'm here to tell you today if you want to see his promises unfold in your life in ways they never have before, that has to change. So let me give you 3 steps that help me do that. Step 1, write the vision and make it plain. So what is the vision that keeps coming up for you? What has God been showing you? Not what you're stuck in right now, not what you're trying to survive, but the future that keeps calling you towards it. The dream that won't leave your heart, the assignment that wakes you up at night. Like, write that down and be very specific. Don't just say, I want to start a business. Say what kind of business you want to start, who you're going to help, what your life looks like when it's working. What are you doing every day? How does that make you feel? How much money are you earning? Like, get very specific about the vision and then put a time frame on it. So not someday, but in the next 12 months, this is what it's going to be. Step 2, start with the end of your vision in mind and then work backwards from it so you have a clear strategy that you can use to execute on. So back when I was teaching, I didn't just say, God, help me escape this place. I hate it. I'm miserable here. Like, nah, he gave me the vision and it was my job to create a strategy and execute on it. So I started at the end. I want to leave this job and go into business full time. Now, in order for that to happen, what needs to happen first? Well, first, I need to be making enough money where I can cover my bills. Okay, what has to happen before that? I need to master marketing and sales so I can get clients whenever I need them. Okay, what has to happen before that? Well, I actually need to become obsessed with marketing and sales. I need to study and implement, test everything that I'm learning. Don't just learn for the sake of knowing. I want to learn and be able to produce a result predictably. And that's exactly what I did. And I want you to do the very same thing. So think about your vision. Then ask, what are the 3 to 5 steps that I need to take in order to get there? Write those steps down. So start with the end in mind and then build your way back to where you are right now. That's how you move in purpose and not panic. And step 3, take the first step now. And I want to be very real with you, right? If you don't take the first step now while you're still afraid, while you still have doubt, then this time next year, you're going to be in the exact same place. Like, you don't need more confirmation. You don't need everybody to agree or approve of what you're trying to do. You don't need all the answers. God will reveal them to you as you move. So just start moving. Start the Instagram page. Write the email. Start the book. Start your singing career. Like, whatever the thing that God is calling you towards, move on it now. See, God honors obedience. And your next level isn't waiting on your prayers. It's waiting on your participation. See, the reason why you're stuck isn't because God isn't moving. It's because you're trying to pray your way through a process that requires you to work. You don't need another prayer meeting. You don't need another altar call. You don't need to fast for 40 days. All you need to do is take the vision that God has already given you and move like it's already done. And if you train yourself to move and trust God as you move and be resourceful, God will open up doors for you that you never thought was possible. So right now, I want you to think about one thing that you've been praying about that you haven't moved on. That dream, that goal, that vision that keeps you awake at night. What's one move that you can make today that aligns with that prayer? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. And once you move with faith, knowing that God has already worked it out for you, miracles will unfold for you in ways that you never thought possible. So if you found this message valuable, I want you to drop your biggest takeaway below. Like this video, share it, make sure you follow this page, and always remember, I love you.